You pack your bags, fly to Italy, and spend a week eating freshly made pasta and ravioli. If you tried this at home in the US, you might expect severe bloating and fatigue, but in Italy, your digestion feels perfectly normal. This discrepancy often comes down to a specific industrial shortcut. To accelerate the harvest, many American farms spray wheat fields with a chemical weed killer right before they are cut. This forces the plants to dry out rapidly, making them easier to process. That chemical is glyphosate, the active ingredient found in commercial herbicides like Roundup. While human cells have an evolutionary workaround to survive microscopic doses of this toxin, the 38 trillion microbes living in our gut do not. When they come into contact with it, their population drops. This microscopic destruction creates a path towards severe cognitive decline. In many cases, patients experience chronic constipation for years before neurological symptoms emerge, suggesting that conditions like Parkinson's may actually begin as a disorder of the digestive system. In the pursuit of agricultural efficiency, we have unintentionally weaponized our most basic crops against our body's primary defense system. Today, a massive demographic of consumers avoids wheat entirely, convinced they have developed a sudden collective intolerance to gluten. The actual trigger is a complex carbohydrate called a fructan, naturally found in wheat, barley, and rye. A healthy microbiome easily digests these long-chain sugars, but in a depleted gut, they sit and ferment, creating the painful bloating often mistaken for a gluten allergy. This is why traditional sourdough is often tolerated by people who struggle with standard bread. The long fermentation process naturally eliminates the fructans before the bread is even consumed. The modern spike in dietary intolerances reflects a widespread breakdown of our internal ecosystems. A chemically damaged microbiome loses the ability to process basic carbohydrates, resulting in systemic digestive failure. To see how deep this damage goes, we have to look past the apex of physical conditioning, the competitive bodybuilder. Underneath the extreme discipline and the zero body fat physiques, there is a hidden paradox. Many of these athletes suffer from severe, debilitating digestive issues. They are often living in a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation. This is a subtle, relentless alert status, driving severe fatigue, brain fog, and constant joint pain. Visible muscle mass and low body fat provide no protection at all if the internal ecosystem is actively under siege. Your body relies on an internal castle wall, a single-cell thick gut barrier that keeps your microbiome safely separated from your immune system. When chemicals and poor diet kill off the microbes that repair this wall, it fractures, a condition known as leaky gut. Foreign particles now slip through the gaps into the bloodstream. Detecting these invaders, the immune system activates. The defense forces multiply rapidly and aggressively swarm the particles. But because the barrier is broken, they never receive the signal to turn off. In a state of constant alarm, these immune cells release distress signals called cytokines to call for massive system-wide backup. These cytokines flood the bloodstream and communicate the state of alert to every major organ. This systemic inflammation is what drives the tissue damage found in hepatitis of the liver or neuroinflammation in the brain. Our modern environment traps the immune system in a forever war, where it destroys its own organs in a misguided attempt to protect them. This misfiring defense grid becomes a life or death issue during cell mutation. Every second, you produce 3.8 million new cells, and your immune system must identify and destroy the abnormalities before they become cancer. Melanoma tumors survive by producing a protein that activates a kill switch on your immune cells, known as PD-1. This effectively blinds the body, allowing the cancer to grow. Modern immunotherapy uses checkpoint inhibitors to force that switch back on, waking up the immune system so it can see and attack the tumor. But clinical trials revealed a shocking failure. Patients who took standard antibiotics before their immunotherapy inexplicably failed to respond. Their tumors continue to grow despite the advanced treatment. Without a healthy, intact gut microbiome acting as the foundation, even the most targeted cancer therapies on Earth are rendered powerless. To reverse these failures, doctors executed a radical procedure, the fecal transplant. Human feces is 60% microbiome by weight. Doctors take the stool from a healthy donor and transplant it directly into the patient's colon. Reinstalling this entire balanced ecosystem at once repaired the gut barrier, cooled the systemic inflammation, and doubled the cancer survival rate. While this is an extreme intervention, the same mechanics are available to everyone. You can feed your existing microbes the prebiotic fiber they need to naturally generate these anti-inflammatory compounds. Our biology functions as a massive walking ecosystem. True healing begins with a fundamental shift, supporting the trillions of microbes that maintain our defense grid.